Hiking on the trail, there's a mountain lion right there. It's probably like 50 feet away from me. Staring right at me. I barely saw him. Oh shit. No! Hey! 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 Back up!
Another day, another hiker, another mountain lion sighting. This one is very close to the hiker, and the hiker mentions he noticed the cat at the last minute. The mountain lion started to advance towards the man to come give him a big kiss. But dude wasn't having it. He got loud with the lion, which was probably a good idea, I think, because it was definitely enough to get the cat away from him. Like, I definitely feel this guy would have gotten attacked. My question is, what kind of park is this where an elephant is just walking around in the same vicinity where people are like riding their bikes? The encounter in itself is pretty tame, but it's just the optics of this, right? I mean, this elephant definitely looks like it doesn't belong here. It's a small elephant, like probably a baby or something, but still. If there is one animal you don't mess with, it should be the one that kills the most people in Africa outside of the mosquito. Hippos ain't no joke and are very territorial. This boat of people are in Kenya, and I think they thought everything would be okay, except one particular hippo had other ideas. These guys are on a scooter in India when several hundred pounds of striped feline terror comes for them. Check this out. For those of you that aren't that familiar with animals, this bird is literally the most dangerous kind of bird there is. The cassowary is a bird native to New Guinea that is almost as big as an emu or an ostrich, but much more aggressive. Many people have been killed by this bird over the years, including a man just last year who owned one in Florida, but was taken out by it. The one in this video was evidently curious by the girl filming and her camera, and it decided to come in for a closer look. Hell to the no. So a man is on a motorcycle, and I don't know what triggered this dog, but something did. The dog takes a chomp on the guy's boot and almost gets him real good. Thank goodness the man had a motorcycle and was not on foot. So how often do you see lions running away from an animal? Like, almost never? The backstory here is that this rhino seems to be angry that these lions killed her baby. Notice the hyena just checking out the scene as well. One of the lions is noticeably injured and emaciated as well. Not that it would have mattered very much when it comes to like fighting a full-grown rhino. Here's another bluff charge by a much larger elephant than the one previously on this list. Look at the size of this thing. This is an African elephant, which are the biggest ones that there are. Bro, hell to the nah, I just couldn't do it. I wouldn't do this for $1 million, and I'm not kidding.
Whew, that's impressive. That's unbelievable. Unbelievable. Sorry to worry.
This is too crazy to believe, so just take a look. A deer comes crashing into the home, and I would venture to say the animal is injured. It's also crazy how the deer is having trouble walking on these hardwood floors. I wonder what the deer was like running from when it ran into the house. To me, that's the real question. I hope the deer is okay after all this.
Oh my. Melanie.
Okay.
Come here, friend.
This cat probably doesn't understand what would have happened if this glass was not there. The cat would have been a snack, and he wouldn't even know what hit him.
They're out back.
Tommy, are you kidding me?
Shh, you gonna scare the cat off? They're still in bed. They're still in bed.
That is not funny. You about gave me a heart attack.
Imagine being in a barbershop waiting on your turn when something crazy happens. This happened in Malaysia when these two men's normal day is rudely interrupted by a very angry animal. The wild boar ran in there like someone owed him money or something. The pig didn't show up back on camera for a while until here, where this guy tries to be chivalrous and open the door, but little piggy was trying to run him over. So this happens in Thailand, where evidently this elephant is tired of cars passing by and not showing him no respect. So the elephant decides to take a seat, like on the car. Thankfully the car was able to get away, but look at the damage this thing did to it. Like, holy moly.
มีใครเป็นไรไหมพี่ทำไมไม่มาเมื่อกี้นี่ไปก่อน
ไปก่อนไปก่อนหลบก่อน
ครับไปก่อน
ตกมันด้วย
and charged again. And I think, and I'm sure, if I would have even flinched once and would have dropped the camera or would have run or turned around, Adrian would have said, well, this is obviously not the right man to make this film.
So this crazy man tries to introduce an orphan baby gorilla. Now the guy is standing there just feet away from the smart but powerful primates when one of them started to call for the baby. What happened next is crazy.
Casimir came and screamed and just charged Adrian, and Adrian literally had no other chance than to drop the baby gorilla, because if he would have kept it, we're all convinced that Casimir would have killed him, although he knew him very well for many years.
So the gorilla knew this man for years and years, but was getting ready to rip him apart over this baby gorilla. So this man is just chilling with some pigs and almost gets destroyed by the baby pig's huge mother, who is not happy with his shenanigans. So this man dressed up in a T-Rex suit is a quite foolish man to say the least. Look how he jumps on the back of the apex predator and, to me, risks his life. This is unbelievably stupid if nothing else.
You're getting more attention than you want. Whoa. You're about to get bit.
Thought number 4 was rare between like a raccoon and a deer? How about a pit bull versus a deer? The pit bull has to stay on its toes because if it slips up and doesn't move quickly enough, it's going to most certainly get stomped and gored by this young and much larger animal. Eventually the pit bull was like, wait a minute. I'm the damn pit bull, and it proceeded to do pit bull things.
Oh, look at that. Look at that. That's a mountain lion.
Really?
Yeah. Holy shit. I'm sorry, do I turn here? That is amazing.
This happened last year in Austin, Texas, which is one of my favorite cities in America. A police officer is on patrol when he spots a mountain lion, which is pretty crazy because not only is it in the middle of the day, it looks like, but it's in a residential neighborhood, like in a major city. He freaks out just like I would have done. What would you do if you walked down the street and saw this? This is the definition of a real catwalk. This is what I think is at least a dozen lions, all males, walking down a paved road. And when I first saw this, I thought it was fake, but real it is indeed. While I wouldn't put it on the same level as a wolverine or a honey badger, a raccoon is still on the list of one of the toughest animals in the world for their size. These mofos are crazy as hell and can be ferocious, as one guy finds out. So he gets fed up with the raccoon being on his porch and decides to try to evict the raccoon. But little buddy has a pretty bad attitude.
Yeah. Fuck out of here. Hey! Fuck. Hey!
Alright, let's do this.
Here's a guy with his GoPro who goes diving in the water in Sydney, Australia, and it seems pretty peaceful at first. Then he makes a terrifying discovery. Look at the size of this shark. The people he is with are the ones that alert him to the giant shark who very nearly devoured him. Like, who would not be in that water is my black ass. Unbelievable.
Now that's all males, the other one? That one's clearly bigger. The male one's the back, right?
This video appears to be a safari video in which these rhinos are huddled together, grazing, and just chilling. You know, doing Rhino stuff. All of a sudden, things get very, very testy when one of the rhinos feels like the human is getting too close. Can you imagine being on foot, trying to get away from one of these Mack trucks coming at you? Another animal that you would never suspect to attack a person is a pigeon. In a New York subway, that's exactly what happened one day when a pigeon went after several people. You know, I just have to wonder if maybe the pigeon had like babies somewhere around, because this is very unusual for a pigeon. This rhino wasn't having it. As you can see all throughout this list, rhinos and cars, especially big cars, trucks, and SUVs, don't mix. Can you imagine calling in a claim for this one and explaining to the insurance company what happened? This rhino literally is treating this car ragdoll style, and it's terrifying because if it can do that to this SUV, what would it do to my black ass? Hell to the no. A zoo gorilla that likely wasn't happy about constantly being stared at and made faces at decided he had enough. The result was almost a bad one.
Oh man!
Can you just imagine had this glass like actually broke and he got through? He would have been slinging people around like rag dolls. Thank goodness nothing happened. Is there anything scarier to most people than an angry rhinoceros? A group of people at Addo Elephant National Park in East Cape, Africa found this out. On several occasions, the rhino bluff charges and gets pretty dang close. Luckily, I think the rhino is more scared of them than they are of him. An enormous male lion goes to take a drink of water on a hot day. Nothing to see, right? Wrong. Look, there is one animal that even a male lion will not mess with. Meet the hippo. So we all know that wild boar are dangerous animals and they can be huge. But I would have never thought a baby could be this aggressive. So he is teasing this boar, and when he releases it, he's going to get a preview of its aggression. Check out this standoff between two hungry wolves and a bear as they have sort of a standoff over some dead carrion. What trips me out about this video is that this wolf here is not really scared at all by this bear. Now I know a wolf can hold its own and they are apex predators, but they can't hang with no damn big bear like this. But hunger will make you do some crazy things. Nevertheless, this is Mother Nature at its best. So a mischievous and probably very hungry black bear breaks into a home, and I'm pretty sure it's trying to figure out where the owners are hiding all the food. Then it does something I did not expect. Evidently, this was taken with a home camera, presumably while the owners were gone. And I'm just happy they weren't there, because a hungry bear is an aggressive bear.
I would be freaking out.
Boy, I agree. A tourist had a close encounter with a mama bear and her cubs on a trip to Anaquista. We showed you this video yesterday, posted to TikTok. Photojournalist Brian Holt spoke to Anaquista today, who says these bears are frequent visitors.
This happens at Anaquista, which is an amusement park in Tennessee. Is there any scenario where you can imagine coming down this roller coaster and seeing this in your path? Hell to the no.
I would encourage, if you were to encounter a bear while you were here at Anaquista, to of course maintain that 150-foot distance that the park recommends and notify one of our staff. Anna's not the only bear here on the property. We do see several families. One is a bear with 3 cubs that our staff has lovingly called Goldilocks because of the 3 bears, and another bear called Scrappy. And you know, I guess our bears just enjoy our wide open spaces and our fresh mountain air, just like.
Talk about an angry rhino. Man, oh man, look at the velocity this rhino hit this truck at. I mean, holy smokes. Rhinos are very territorial, so they don't like large threats or what they perceive as threats in their presence, right? Thus, the truck paid the price.
Oh, no, no, stay. Stay firm, stay firm.
Smell it.
Here's an encounter with a very vocal lion who, if it were me, I would not be screwing with. But maybe that's just me. So look at this. The lion is behind a cage, and at some point we get to see the lion's insane athletic ability when it leaps into the air for some food.
Go.
Like, I didn't even know a male lion could jump like that. Incredible. So just imagine you are fishing, and what do you see in the water? Is it a shark? Nope. An aggressive barracuda? Nope. How about a hissing mountain lion? Like, in the water. Folks, you just can't make this stuff up.
Holy shit! Go bullseye! Holy shit! It's a huge bull!
So these guys are out fishing in the ocean. They caught something much bigger than a goldfish.
I'm gonna bail some water here. Oh my god!
Where's Bo? Oh my gosh! Dude, that's like a 9 or 10 footer. That is not like 7. That's huge.
Are you kidding me? A 10-foot shark and all y'all got are these little flimsy boats? It happens in Kerala, India, where an elephant doesn't like all the chaos going on, but like the previous video, it's sort of surrounded by like even more people though. So once again, being the intelligent creatures they are, it probably did some risk versus reward analysis and opted out of doing the destruction it certainly could have done. Talk about a close call though.
I
One routine day, a mailman is out, doing his job when his routine is abruptly thrown off. A group of skunks come literally out of nowhere. This poor mailman had to plan his escape, and at one point, one of the skunks appears like it's going to make an attempt to go after the mailman. I am sure this was the last thing this mailman thought would happen, especially in broad daylight. Look, I ain't got no words for this one. You just got to see it for yourself.
Yep.
So it looks to me like this guy is trying to do some kind of parkour video, but what he wasn't counting on was to get confronted by an angry Saint Bernard. Saint Bernards are usually friendly, but I mean, these dogs can get up to 200 pounds, over 200 pounds. So when they are angry, it's not a dog you want to mess with. Check this out. You. This video recently went viral of a man walking a trail when he was confronted by a mountain lion who follows him for 6 minutes. Scientists hypothesized that the animal had young kittens close by and wasn't really trying to attack him, as these are animals who prefer to hide and sneak up on you, right? Kind of attack you from behind, and grab your neck. So they don't believe that this animal was trying to do that. This is more of just posturing and just saying, hey, I'm here. Folks, this is the bluff charge of all bluff charges. Look at this. Wow, I mean, this elephant was really coming at this guy, and he barely flinched, bro. I mean, you gotta be kidding me. Dude's got balls the size of boulders. So check this out. So this woman is snowboarding. As it's bad enough she didn't really know at the time that the huge bear was coming for her, as she had her headphones on. But she didn't even find out till well after. Can you imagine blasting Rihanna and getting a tap on her shoulder from a bear like this one? You would probably have a heart attack before the bear even did any damage to you. Insane.
Diversity and breeding successes. So Ashley Kieran here has actually given birth to 2 boys. Kieran here is one of them. He's 2 years old, as I said. Here's mom.
Let me tell you something. This is called the greater one-horned rhino, which is the largest species of rhino. They are huge, and TV and video does them no justice. I've seen this in person, and they are crazy huge. So I guess this man figured out the hard way, and it almost cost him his life. Hey! 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 This guy, who was a zookeeper at the Toledo Zoo, suffered fractured ribs and both of his lungs were punctured when he went into this enclosure by himself which he was not supposed to do. This 7-year-old elephant named Louis basically warned the man twice when he basically charged at the man and could have very easily killed him. The man came back and then was very nearly taken out and was very lucky to get away. So this happens in Florida, where a guy kayaking in the Matanzas Inlet, which is between St. Augustine and Flagler Beach. A guy is out kayaking by his lonesome when he gets a pretty nice shock. I'm not clear if this is just one shark in his area or multiple, but nonetheless, he started to put a rush on it after this encounter and was trying to get the heck out of there. Smart man.
Hey Heidi. Hey Heidi, get in the boat.
Are you being serious?
Yep.
So this is about 4 miles off of Key West, where this woman is swimming in this beautiful water and thankfully had someone there with her looking out, because this could have went totally bad. It's crazy, no matter how big a shark is, that they're able to move around so stealthily. This woman would have never known what hit her.
Holy crap, can you imagine?
Look at
Can you
that.
see them?
Yeah, they're like circling. Look. Look out. Look. Whoa! He went through.
Oh my god!
Holy fuck balls. Stand back, stand back, stand back.
Holy shit!
Here's a clip where there is someone in a cage, and this caught the attention of a great white shark. The shark actually ended up getting its head stuck in the cage of all things. Can you imagine what would have happened to the guy in the cage had this shark managed to wriggle its way into the cage? Homeboy just got off the damn bike and was off to the races. Like, I can't blame him, because even though elephants are known to bluff charge, it's not always a bluff 100% of the time. And you know what happens to you if it's not bluffing that day. I'm just tripping on this guy falling down on the ground, just like how people trip and fall in chase scenes in horror movies. This takes place in Pilanesberg, which is in South Africa, where an elephant seems very curious yet annoyed with these tourists. Eventually the elephant seems to lose interest in them, and then it has one of those, well, what the heck moments, and comes back to harass them a little bit.
Hey, hey! Hey! Hold on, Sarah. Hold on. Kidding me?
Like, I'm not clear on what kind of shark this is, but it's huge. This couple is just sitting in their kayaks and being pretty patient. Certainly more patient than I would have been. But then again, you ain't never heard of no black man ever getting eaten by a shark. Except Samuel L. Jackson, of course.
Anymore. We're going to pull together and we're going to find a way to get out of here. First, we're going to seal off this
The shark circles around the kayaks for several minutes on that predatory stalking type stuff, right? That they usually do. But thankfully, nothing escalated. So the other huge African beast besides the elephant and the hippo is of course the rhino. Rhinos are actually usually not quite as aggressive as the other two, but they can be very moody, and hey, they have that huge horn, which is nothing to play with. This is such a crazy video, you have to see it for yourself.
There's a rhino!
Oh boy. Oh boy. Hey, hey, hey.
The rhino initiates several bluff charges, but it seems to be just as scared as it is curious and agitated. Eventually, after a long standoff, it decides it's had enough and just runs off. Whew, that was a close one. Look at this gigantic elephant just barge in and even did a little flexing on him like, yeah, I'm here. I think the combination of the elephant seeing the fire and hearing all these men yelling caused it to retreat more than anything. Because I was just sure this elephant was just going to wreck shop. Elephants are very smart, so I guess it realized it wasn't worth the hassle.
Township, New Jersey is rural. Sightings of wild animals aren't totally uncommon, but a bobcat?
Yes, I was scared, but I had to be brave.
8-year-old Nancy Castro says the cat wandered in through the open back door Wednesday around 6 in the evening. The little girl had been playing outside with her mom and 2-year-old brother when they saw the cat sitting in their living room.
Do y'all ever see stray cats around your home? Aren't they pretty annoying? Now imagine instead of a stray house cat, you had a wild bobcat, like in your house. Bobcats are not really a huge threat to humans as they tend to try to avoid us, but if you get into a fight with one like this, they are very capable of tearing your ass up. Tell me what you would do in the comments if you walked into your living room and saw a big ass bobcat in your living room. We all know by now that bears have a fantastic sense of smell. Also understand how smart they are. This bear smelled some trash through a garage door, and check out what happened next.
Look at him! Scott, please call the police. Oh my God!
Look.
Ah! Holy! Oh my God! No! He just cleaned it!
By his mouth.
Damn it! Should I just beep the horn?
Yes.
No!
This bear literally figures out how to open the damn garage door. Pretty amazing if you ask me. Like, I've never seen anything like this. It's also pretty terrifying if you think about it.
Oh shit, there's a mountain lion. Fuck. Hey little kitty. Alright, move on.
This dude is walking this path when he sees a big mountain lion right there. However quickly he saw this mountain lion, You can be sure the cat saw him long before he saw the cat. The mountain lion is probably a good 80 to 100 yards away, but is just standing there watching this man. I would have turned my black ass around and headed the other way. This is a crazy video in which this huge elephant sees some water and goes in for a drink. I mean, that's normal elephant behavior, right? One problem, actually 3 problems. Number 1, it's actually a swimming pool that the elephant's going to. And number 2 and 3 are actually sitting in the pool.
चल आगे ले ले तो अपने ले ले तो आगे अपने ले ले आगे ले ले बोले आगे ले ले तीनों दिखने से you can stand and take picture, no problem.
We might get a mauling.
No way, no how am I getting this close to a wild tiger. I don't get how people keep testing this animal like they aren't going to tear your butt up. It doesn't make sense, does it? This is in India at the Ranthambore National Park, where folks, this tiger is live. Like it's right there in front of them. It's not behind a cage or nothing. Folks are too damn crazy. So, does this husky and the German shepherd not know what they are messing with? The fearless dogs harass the puma for several minutes. Like, you can tell the mountain lion is kind of confused, yet still at the same time is very confident. I mean, it must know. Like, these dogs are no match for me. I'm the one with the speed and the power. So, it's not really worth it to risk your dog's life like this. I mean, maybe that's just me.
Hold on there, kitty.
So somewhere in the woods of Colorado, this hiker noticed a mountain lion that was just there, and man, I don't know how he saw this big cat. Like, it blends in with the scenery there and would have been so easy to overlook, which is much of what these cats rely on to hunt. Luckily, the puma figured out that it had been outed and it went about its business peacefully.
You behave. Yeah, you back on out of here. Back on out of here.
看到没有？大猪会喂鳄梨，喂鳄梨，看到没有？哦呦，好多鳄梨，哦呦，鳄梨都游过来了，哇操，好大！哇操，看到没有？大不大，兄弟们？大不大？哦呦！
How many of y'all would sign up for this gig? Asking for a friend. Look at this. This has to be hundreds of deadly crocs that they are feeding. Somehow, if this were me, I'd probably be the one idiot to like slip and fall while I'm slinging the meat and ending up getting devoured. Insane.
哎呦，咁厲害個！那裡看到沒有？好多不多豬會那裡，丟！哦，亞麻爹，亞麻爹，快丟，快丟！亞麻。
This is a lowland gorilla from a reserve in Congo who, let's just say, was not pleased that these people were in his presence. and he let them know by throwing sand and fruit at them. Especially those who live in more rural areas, I already know about bobcats and coyotes, right? But I've never heard of them actually encounter each other directly until this video. Despite the size difference, this coyote wanted absolutely no smoke with this bobcat, and like, I don't blame him. I gotta ask you, what would you do if you were driving down the street and saw rams headbutting each other? Now I gotta ask you what you would then do if one of them actually decimated your car like this. Like, I'd probably keep driving, to be honest, because if he could do that to my bumper, what would he do to my black ass if I got out the car? What the heck is going on here? So here's a video between an annoyed rhino and a big mouth hippo. We all know in particular how dangerous and aggressive that hippos are. But this rhino is not intimidated in the least and is pretty much on the offensive. I've seen interactions between hippos and rhinos, but never like this.
Jesus. Jeez, I don't believe it. Fuck. Oh, just stay there, will you? Stop jumping off. Oh my.
So there is a boat that is in the ocean when they spot something crazy. So a very scared seal makes the run of its life to get away from some hungry orca whales, and he barely makes it on the boat. The seal looks so scared, and let's face it, you would be too. If he jumps back in the ocean, this pod of orcas is going to have a nice little snack. I'd be like, okay, bro, like, I don't want you to die and all, but you can't stay on this boat. Like, you got to make a decision. Maybe I would drive it a few miles out, hoping to get it away from the hungry predators. An animal encounter you don't see as much is between deer and raccoons. Like, this buck seems to be at peace that it has to share its space with this band of raccoons. Eventually, though, the buck gets a bit annoyed and started to display its dominance. This is an insane video, y'all. This is in Eastern Oregon. So a guy is on a dirt bike and starts to really accelerate when, much to his chagrin, a huge mountain lion runs out in the road and amazingly didn't get hit. Want to know how amazing cats' reflexes are? You really see it when you slow it down, like how the puma is right there and then at the last minute is able to react. I mean, amazing stuff. This cat would have been a goner if it had gotten hit, and possibly this man too, for as fast as he was going. Insane. This is an disagreement between a goat and a young Rottweiler. The Rottie thinks it's big and bad until the goat calls its bluff. Listen here, my white brothers and sisters. Y'all know I love y'all, but a brother got to know. Why when y'all see wild, dangerous animals, you walk towards them? Running up on a bear doesn't seem like a great idea unless you want to be mauled. As you know, I love animals, but ain't no way I'm coming anywhere close to a bear and its cubs. Hell to the no. This dude didn't get the memo, and it almost cost him. So a mama and her cubs are out by the water catching some fish and just chilling. You know, doing bear stuff. A male bear gets too close and mama bear don't like that. So she goes to kick his furry butt. Don't mess with mama's cubs.
What would you do if you were in a canoe and got stuck on a rock, only to find out that rock was actually an alligator? That's what happened to this adventurer back in 2016.
What do you even do in a situation like this? So the canoe gets stuck on an alligator, and a pretty big one on top of that. No pun intended. All I'd be thinking about is just hoping and wishing the darn thing doesn't tip over, because I would wind up being a snack for the gator. Although a pretty big one, I must say. Yikes.
Guys. Oh!
This is an insane video. So, an elephant started to pick up quite a bit of steam heading towards a man. This thing was huge. It's like a Freightliner 18-wheeler or something, like with a brain. The man merely raises his hand and the elephant stops in his tracks. Man, what would have happened had this elephant just ignored this man's hand and kept going? Old dude would have been smushed like some mashed potatoes. This is one big old grumpy alligator, I can promise you. So this happens in Tampa, Florida, where the gator is in someone's yard and some cops come to help this guy get it out the yard. Well, things didn't go quite as planned. I mean, look at the velocity of that strike. Wow. I mean, it knocked the cobwebs out of this poor dude, and he never saw it coming. You got knocked the out. Gator strike me like that, and he gonna be a couple of nice pairs of boots. I can promise you that. Folks, you can't make this stuff up. So a camera catches what seems to be a normal day at a grocery store when an unexpected guest walks by. Like, what the heck do you do when a tiger just casually walks in front of you? I'm not sure where this was exactly, but wherever it was, the tiger would be the new owner of the store. I would be